This time, well, first of all, my name is Jesus Presa. You already met me because already know at least my face because I was one of the ones who did a video introduction for the very first discussion that we got on this certification. Um, this time I planned it to do something on Blackboard Collaborate and record myself, but because I'm out of the country right now, I'm in Mexico, kind of dealing with renewing my work authorization, and I supposed to give it to me last week, but it is a time that I still don't get anything. It was approved by the way, but we're just waiting on the consulate to see what's going on. Um, okay, a little bit about myself again. One of the senior instructional consultants over there at the University of Texas at El Paso. We used to belong to an online learning area within the university, but now it was like restructured and reorganized, and then we have our own department. And right now we call Center for Instructional Design. And since we are instructional consultants, we would like to keep moving and let's say evolving, gaining more knowledge and interacting with more people like you guys. So that's why we are trying to revamp our Teaching Online Academy. The Teaching Online Academy is the online course that the Center for Instructional Design offer for all the new instructors to the online environment. Right now, we have about 400 online courses per semester, and also we are partnering with this new initiative, which is called UTEP Connect, which are totally online programs. So, average, we have let's say 380, 450 courses per semester. Um, and then we've been doing this academy for a very long time. I remember before we were using WebCT, and then we were housed by a Blackboard Learn a third-party initiative, and then we tried to do Moodle, which is amazing for this OLC certification. But at the end of the day, what we were looking for was to be hosted outside of the university, right? So we end up getting a contract or sign a contract with Blackboard and using their servers and also their learning management system. Well, first of all, this academy, since it is the first course for some instructors that have no idea how to teach online, um, we have it very simple and to the point. And it was built like several years ago, and now my job was to modify it a little bit or add more interesting stuff, right? I want to get my students engaged, which in this case are instructors like us, right? So at the beginning, we used to have just like little icons and descriptions, but more than and everyone is happy. Everyone is like, oh, yeah, how to add a picture, how to add a little description, and so on, right? So what we are intending to do this time is to work with the Blackboard tools at its highest, right? Because before we try to go and do some video conferencing with Skype or something else, we got the Blackboard Collaborate tool. We're paying for it, so we better use it, right? Or before trying to bring a really nice HTML page and then do a link to an external HTML page, we are going to teach the instructors how to edit within the WYSIG week. That stands for what you see is what you get. So let's get started. On your left hand side, you will see the Teaching Online Academy from the 2016, and on the right hand side, you will see my playground, which is a temporary Blackboard shell that I use, let's say, just for fun, right? And in this case, I was like migrating some stuff from the TOA 2015 into this space, but at the same time, I tried to add more things or to reorganize things, right? The first thing I did in this case, well, first of all, I started modifying and working on this course at the same time we start the OLC certification, because that was one of the agreements that I got with my director. Like, you know what? I really would like to talk to different people see what they're doing, to get some input from the OLC knowledge, which in this case is Lori, and I really appreciate her time, and her knowledge, which has been really helpful, right? So I really would like to get into this advanced certification in order to revamp the course that we're doing. And then my director was it was reservative, but at the same time she was like, okay, Jesus, but you will have the exact amount of time that it took the certification, you will have in order to modify the academy, right? So I'm about to turn in my assignment, my big assignment as well. So as you may see, the first thing that I did in this case was a little bit of arrangement within the menu, which is one of the most important areas for the students, because my my input is that you need to be redundant at a certain point, but if you look at your menu, it's like looking at your map. Even though you have like some breadcrumbs over here on the top, and you will see it as long as we progress. But if the student feels lost, they need to go back to the menu, and they will be really easy for them to locate the information or where to go, right? So I went ahead and then I just reorganized a little bit. I add some help words or help information in a different links. I include some social media from our department, the Center for Instructional Design Facebook page and the Twitter page. Because we are not gonna work with this, but in later on you will see that I include some kind of an activity that involves social media. It's really nice. Hope you like it. Um, and then my grades over here, it was your grades. I decided on my grades. So these were like easy changes, right? And also I started with a banner. In this case, it does not need to be like this, but I just wanna have it as a placeholder. So in the future, I will come back and work on this, and then I will say, you know what, I need something that says Teaching Online Academy, right? So first of all, we have a quick note as the student gets started, right? So this is a brief explanation how the academy is designed and what are you gonna find out in the academy. But it's very vague, very general, right? Now we have the academy overview, right? Remember, right hand side is the new one and the left hand side is the old one. As we progress and we define ourselves out of the department, or we rename ourselves instead of Online Learning Center for Instructional Design, some of the material was by default we needed to change, right? So we continue with the same overview, but back in the days it was towards, I don't know, people that it was really against or didn't like the online. So right now you are already in the academy for some reason, intrinsic motivation. You are in the academy. So instead of trying to get your attention, we just show you a picture of the team, right? We're about 10 instructional consultants, 2 senior instructional consultants, and then 1 director, right? Also, we have an academy syllabus, which will describe the policies, and it's an example of a really good online syllabus. We got a syllabus quiz. This is the first extra credit that we grant to students, or we make available to our students. We have an academic calendar, which is, this one is basically divided into 5 modules, and it's 1 module per week, and you advance at your own pace. But just keep in mind that also this academy, as well as the certification, we need to go in an organization where you need to do an original post and then 2 more posts by, let's say, late in the week or the end of the week, right? And as we did it on this one, we got also an introduction area. In this case, it's a discussion board that we got this, right? And we just leave it really general, because uh, is what we would like to know from, let's say, the instructors or the students to share with the class. The only thing that I did add in this is an optional bullet in this case, since the introduction were really good, were really well explanatory. What I just add was be creative. You can use a picture, video, or an avatar. In this case, I was really amazed how well I really liked the response on the first introduction post that was required for a certification. How different people did different kind of stuff, and then how Lori, let's say, um, give you the option to more than just type words or do descriptions. You can do it within a video, and I really like it, and I did mine, and I felt really good. So I was like, this is my own experience, so let's just not make it a requirement, but optional. Is a really good I'd say technique to do it. I'm about to teach this academy in February, so I'm really looking forward to see what will be the the input from the attendees, right? And also a little thing that I just decided to add was just a copyright right statement. In this case, it's just like a general one. Everything that I develop belongs to the university because I signed a joint mentorship agreement. So I just want to tell everybody that, you know what, this is copyrighted. And then the instructors or the enrollees will see that copyright is also a must within online learning, right? So being that the first module, and already covering one of the learning outcomes that I got from the certification. We're gonna go back to module two. I'm sorry, that was a module one, the general one. On module one, we have transitioning to the environment. This module is really important because we go well, most of the audience that are target on this let's say course are people, instructors, TAs, or let's say recruiters that would like to move their material from face to face or hybrid into an online environment. So this transitioning into the online is a way how you can organize your ideas, how you can organize the material that you already have, and then embed it into the virtual world, right? Or not virtual world, my bad, into the online. So we go to the most recent, and then we click on the old one, right? Over here, as we progress, I didn't revamp all the material because I also think that some of the material that is in there is accurate and it will make the point of getting completing our objectives or outcomes, right? As you can see, you will encounter this area in all the modules. It is where it describes like the module, and then at the end we can have some of the objectives or outcomes that we are targeting, right? So over here, what I decide to, we have a really nice activity about what is your teaching style. On this one, you get to answer a survey. It's a little bit long, and then based on that survey, you will get towards, let's say, different types of learning styles, right? And it explain, oh, this is a discussion board. Mm, and it explains what is each of them about, right? Let's say some of the times it's not accurate, but at least give you an option that you are, let's say, a way you deliver classes being an expert or formal authority, a personal module where you share your experience, facilitator where you have all the material and then the students get to the magic, which would be an example of active learning, right? Delegator that you say that you decide roles within your class, right? It's a really nice article, guys. Okay. And then over here, where I want you to see from module 2 is that I've been doing some research about course mapping, right? It's something about curriculum mapping, but a little bit smaller, right? Because curriculum is a whole program, while course mapping is just your course, right? Over here, we have a lecture and an example about a little table, right? And explaining what is course map, and then the use of the modules, and then how are you going to connect your activities to your learning outcomes and to the time that it will take the students to finish or to complete an assignment, right? It's really useful. I really liked it if you ever have the chance to do it. But the fun part over here is that where I decided to include active learning is course map. Do it yourself. Okay? You got the info. There is several examples and a template. So how will you apply it to your course, or how are you going to apply it to your material, right? And then after that, I come up with some constructive feedback, because they're always really good ideas. Over here I have some other video that I'm planning to see if I will use it or not, but you don't supposed to see that, right? And then the next one, it will be under, I did a lot of changes, but I just concentrating on the ones that are connected to the certification. Everything is connected, but the more connected to them. We have a complete module about copyright, fair use, and ADA. This one is also really complete. And as we did on the I don't remember exactly the week, but we did a post about fair use, and it was a module about fair use and copyright and ADA. I share with you guys my LinkedIn account. I have a presentation about 45 minutes about fair use, and then what is section 508 and 504. And I noticed that the only one who have seen it is Mary Jo. Thank you, Mary Jo, because you already added me to your LinkedIn profile. Thank you. Best practices for teaching online. On this one, I decided to include, like, right away, the use of social media. I have a mini lecture which are my words about how to use and how good are the social media for the online environment, right? And then I came up with a little activity, which is not over here. You don't like go on Twitter or any social media. And then my idea was, my idea was to tell the students that they don't need an account. Sometimes you can go to the Twitter feeds and then look for the Washington Post, look for the Articular Storyline, for Adobe News, or for newspaper, and they will allow you to look at the stories, right? Also, sometimes you are watching the news. There are like, okay, use a hashtag something for, let's say, even for sports. So why not to do it for the online, right? Also, it's not limited to Twitter. They can do Facebook. They can do LinkedIn. Some of the channels are, let's say, available. They are not restricted just to their users. So it's also to provide or give the student that spark, or at least to do it, right? But we are not forcing them. This activity, I'm also really looking forward to it, what the outcome will be. So I'm really curious about it. Oh, and here at the beginning of you remember one of the talks about embedding interactive material that was taught by Lori on one of the live Blackboard collaborative sessions. I said, what's his name? I forgot what his name. Think Link, right? So over here you will see there's just a picture. But if we want to learn more, there you go. We got several spots that were you. Oh, sorry about those place picture holders. I need to see where they are, right? But they will give you information. They will give you information You can go to the Twitter if it's in a specific account, Facebook, or to, in this case, utep.edu, right? You can also embed the videos, and then if you click, it will pop up and play the video. So this one is another really useful tool that you can map a picture about it. Also, I have over here some others like PictoChart, Edit polls, lesson pads, and Saptian that are really good for the enrollees to know about this. And my last thing that I did on my course, and the most important, I'm still thinking about using it, is on the final exam. Within this academy that is tailored to be completed in 5 weeks, the final exam is turning in your course syllabus and a tentative calendar. I'm planning on doing something a little bit more elaborated, but I would like to see how the academy behaves with the changes I already did, and then for probably not the next iteration, but 2 iterations from now, include something that like what we are doing right now, like making the enrollee to present their syllabus, and their calendar will be one, present their syllabus, their calendar, and probably one of the best practices that from the academy that they think will be really helpful for them to teach online. But I'm thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. I think it's a great idea, but I would like to go little by little and see how we can embed an activity like that in the future. Well, guys, this was probably a brief description of the academy, of the course that I was working on for the last months. I hope you enjoyed this, and then if for future reference or you would like to attempt one of the academy iterations, I am more than happy to talk to our managers and see how we can give you a guest account so you can access to the material as well. But that's future work for me. I hope you have a great night and a great rest of the week, and I hope to see a lot of comments and feedback on this. And then I will provide mine as well. And it was a pleasure to be working with people like you guys. Yeah? Thank you very much. Bye bye.